It's day 4 of these 2019 World Para Athletics Championships in Dubai, the club of people of determination. Had quite a bit of heavy overnight rain here. And now beginning to dry out in the Emirati capital. "21 titles down for decision today, 7 in the morning, 14 in the afternoon. We kick off as usual with quite a lot of field event finals. Men's shot put F12, women's javelin F34, the men's long jump F11, but the very early women's final on the track, the women's 100 meters T34, featuring Hannah Cockcroft, Cara Denigan. Interesting battle between those two coming up. And the women's 1500 meters T20 final, featuring Barbara Bieganowska of Poland, the perennial champion. But it's a very competitive event as usual. Ilona Biaksi, Erika Kristesi, among those always tilting for the medals there. Good morning then from Will Downing and from Tulson Tollett.
Good morning, Will. Good morning, everyone. Wherever you may be around the world watching, it certainly is a much cooler morning than we've had. As you can see, 24 degrees, 72% humidity. The wind slightly less than it was yesterday evening when the long jump athletes were running into quite a strong breeze. It is there, but at this moment it is not as bad as what it has been over the past 12 to 18 hours. So the weather has relinquished. The medals keep on coming though. The People's Republic of China way out in front. 6 gold medals, 6 silver, 4 bronze. They have 16 in total. Brazil, the next best, with 4 gold medals in second position. Australia down in 6th. New Zealand, Anna Grimaldi with her silver last night, lifting them up to 3 medals altogether. Of course, Lisa Adams with a shot put gold yesterday morning in the opening session. Great Britain down in 20th position. Cockcroft and Denigan going this morning in that final may well lift them further up the medals table. United States of America currently in 11th place. Thailand always very strong in the T54 category at the moment. They only have 2 medals in total. Hungary, can they add to it with the Biaksi twins going in the 1500 metres a little bit later? The host nation, United Arab Emirates, just the 1 silver for them. Spain down in 42nd position, along with South Africa and Turkey.
Athletes are adjacent to the throwing sector.
So 1 qualification event taking place already this morning, the women's discus throw F55. We then have 3 finals as the crowd starts to build in here. And what's turning out to be a rather pleasant day. Temperatures only 24 degrees. I suspect it may get a little bit warmer as the morning moves on. Plenty of Canadian interest at these World Para Athletics Championships. The great Lex Gillette will go in the men's long jump T11 final this morning. Ukraine have been excelling themselves at these championships. South Africa is sure there. Charles du Toit picking up a bronze medal last night.
Well, what a sensational day 3 we had. with 8 world records, 2 of them for Shi Yiting of China. The women's 200 meters T36 did it in the heats, and then again in bounding her way to gold. Lisa Adams actually with 2 as well in the women's shot put, so we had 9 world records yesterday. Coached by sister Valerie, who was here as well. Corey Anderson of Australia with a world record in the men's javelin F38. And then in the track, 400 meters men's world records for Abdeslam Ili of Morocco in a thrilling T12 final. Andrei Vdovin of Russia returning in the T37 with a world record. Igor Sviatov of Ukraine, men's 200 meters T35, got a world record in that. And Nassima Saifeh of Algeria wrapping up the night with a world record in the women's discus F57, as she got the victory there also. China with the most titles so far, but obviously for nations like New Zealand, getting a couple of medals as important to them in terms of the much smaller team that they would have, and on and on. And the reality is, for most nations, winning a medal is the success story. We normally see Spain perform really well in the long jump, particularly through that fabulous athlete. Already picked up a medal, she has, and of course we've got the men's equivalent coming up this morning. One of 4 early field events. The men's long jump T11 will be one of our main focuses of the morning, along with that women's 100 meters T34. 9 a.m. start here, 5 a.m. GMT. There are 8 going in the men's shot put F12, 8 going in the women's javelin F34, and 11 going in this men's jump T11. Lex Gillette, already mentioned, will be a main candidate, but Elchin Muradov of Azerbaijan, Martin Pareco of Spain also, Di Dongdong of China. Strong field.
Had the women's T11 version yesterday, and we saw from that, if you were watching, how difficult it can be for the athletes as they run down with their guide, having to clap them or count them in to make sure they know when to jump. Can get quite nasty if they get themselves off the track. Ronan Pallier of France set his lifetime best earlier this year. 6:32 for him. Lex Gillette's best this year, 6:57. The best of the field as far as season best goes, but at World Championships, as you know, anything can and will generally happen. So the pit being smoothed out. The practice is over. And we'll be set to get underway very, very shortly indeed in the men's long jump T11. Complete visual impairment. Face masks required, just in case. So there is the field. In the middle there, the world record holder set back on the 10th of May in 2014 in Mesa in the USA. Lex Gillette.
1 and
absolutely will be one, not necessarily the one, but definitely one of the ones to watch, because it's such a strong field, always a thrilling event this, and like we'll say, the T20s and the T54s is really wide open, this particular category of the T11 field. Xavier Porras as well has been European champion also. The presentation's about to begin.
Jumping at number 1, representing Spain,
اللاعب الأول ممثل إسبانيا
Xavier Porras.
Xavier Porras of Spain, the 2016 European champion and the world triple jump champion back in 2006. Well, that's not the event we see a lot of anymore. Ruslan Katishev of Ukraine. Ronan Pallier of France has a lifetime best this year of 6:32. We're expecting him to get in among the medals again, the 49-year-olds. And Martin Pareco Mata of Spain also up there regularly. What can he produce today? But here he is, Lex Gillette. He's been here before. He's done it all before. The world record holder. 6:73 is best. The Chinese Taipei, Yang Chuanhui. 6:60 is lifetime best. Elchin Mordov of Azerbaijan. Big prospects for him as well. 6:48 is lifetime best, and he set that this year. Chen Xingyu of China. 6:44 is lifetime best, again set in 2019. A bit of a wildcard candidate will be Miran Saadov of Uzbekistan. 5:81 is lifetime best, but could do anything on the day. And again, a regular medalist right at the top, Ti Dongdong of China. And rounding off the field of 11 for Russia will be Maxim Shavrikov. So the track action begins with the T34. It's a big morning of T34 action. The women's 100 meters final coming up, and the men's 100 meters heats T34. This is the first heat of two. Strong field. We've already had one medal claimed by Mohammed Al Hamadi, who goes in lane 4 in this. Al Hamadi of the United Arab Emirates, the 800 meters Paralympic champion and silver medalist at these World Championships in Dubai in the 400 in lane 4. Ray McCracken alongside him, the Paralympic silver medalist in Rio and London. First three to qualify for the final, plus the next two fastest losers. Roberto Michel of Mauritius is in lane 2. His first major championship, went out in the heats of the 400 meters. Alongside him in 3 for Kuwait. First major championship for Abdullah Al-Anazi, also out in the heats of the 4. In lane 4 for the United Arab Emirates, the 400 meters silver medalist here, the former 200 and 400 World champion in 800 metres, reigning Paralympic champion Mohammed Al Hamadi. In 5 for Australia, the Paralympic silver medalist in the last 2, Paris Reid McCracken. In lane 6 for the Netherlands, the reigning European champion. Second time he claimed that crown, Stefan Rush for the Netherlands. In 7 for Finland, 4th in the 400 metres here, the 9 times European champion, Henry Manny. In lane 8 for Qatar. Previously an Asian Games bronze medalist in 2014 in Incheon, Mohammed Al Qubaisi. And in lane 9 for Canada, Lee Leclerc. Leclerc in his first major championship. First global championship anyway. So underway at the first time of asking. Al Hamadi off well, and McCracken off well, and McCracken leading well here for Australia, and he's gliding away. Al Hamadi in second place, also moving up Al Qubaisi. They're the 3 he'll go through automatically. Reid McCracken, 15:43. Good winning time.
Reid McCracken going through to the final.
Al Hamadi and Al Qubaisi behind for
15:42.
United Arab Emirates and Qatar respectively. McCracken,
of the home straight, just on the grass.
based in Newcastle in New South Wales, the man who got talking to the Australian TV presenter David Cocken. When they were on a flight, they were sat alongside each other. Started chatting about Kurt Fearnley, and he had never had an idea of doing wheelchair racing himself prior to that. He's not bad at it, obviously. At World Championships, he's won 4 silver medals, 2 bronzes. Gold medal, elusive. Well, there's a very good reason for that. Wally Katila. Gold medal's elusive for everybody. But McCracken proving himself to be the best of the rest, bar Katila. So he's won that one, and he's won that well, 15:43. Very good evening for those of you catching this in Australia. Nice win for McCracken, and the margin very solid as well. Al Qubaisi was almost a second back and third. Henry Manny was 4th, so he'll have to hold on, 16:33. Stefan Rush was 5th. But McCracken flying in this. 15:42 is winning time. Al Hamadi in second. Al Qubaisi in third. They're through to the final. Manny and Rush will have to wait. The rest are out.
Well, Wally Katila was mentioned there by Will just a moment ago, and he will go in this second heat of the men's 100 metres T34. The reigning champion already won 400 metre gold yesterday. Will go from lane 7 from Tunisia. In fact, he's won 100, 200, 400 and 800 metre gold at the past 3 World Championships. When you look at Wally Katila, you see number 1 next to his name all the time. 2012 and also 2016 Paralympic champion at this event. I suspect most of his competitors
men's 100 metres T34
are mentally in a bit of trouble before they even go out on the track against him. Such is the aura that he has. There is the man in question. Always looks relaxed. Just did a nice warm-up lap of 400 metres before going out for this. Thailand, though, always challenge Chawat Ratana, only 23 years of age. And in the wheelchair categories, Thailand always have a hope. Austin Smith, fourth at the last World Championships in this, just missing out on the medal there. Be looking to go at least one better this time.
Ben Rowlings in lane 6, ranked equal fourth in the world this year for Thailand.
So Katila, Ratana and Smeek will be ones to look out for. Ben Rowlings of Great Britain, the former para swimmer who won bronze at the European Championships back in 2016 in Grosseto. He'll go from lane 5.
In lane 8, representing Switzerland,
Bojan Mitic won bronze and silver medals at Europeans and World Championships. And in lane 9, Ahmed Nawad of the UAE, home favourite, 16 years of age. Nawad, his first major championships. And he goes up against the great Waleed Katila. So Smeek in 4, Ratana of Thailand will go in 6, and Katila will go from lane 7. The reigning champion already won 400-metre gold here in Dubai. And they get away, no problem whatsoever. And Katila, as always, gets away the fastest. Ratana on the inside of him. The first 3 to automatically go through from this. Katila is certainly going to go through. It's Smeek in lane 4 who's going to go through second. And it is Ratana of Thailand who's going to take it 14.90 seconds. That is a new championship record for Waleed Katila in the heat of the men's 100 metres T34. Rounded down to 14.89 seconds for Waleed Katila. Is there anything this man cannot do? 14.89 championship record. Austin Smeek takes second, and Chawat Ratana comes in 3rd place. They will be the 3 who automatically go through to the final, taking place this evening. Well, he's won 400-metre gold here just last evening. He gets out to an extremely quick start. Just look at him get out there. He's already a wheel ahead after 3 or 4 metres. And he just pushes on from there in the middle section of the race and cruises home to take the victory and move through to the final. Austin Smeek put up a good effort across there in lane 4. The man who back in 2012 qualified for London, but decided at that stage, having borrowed a wheelchair, that he was too young and waited until the next Paralympics in 2016. So could this be the year that he picks up a World Championship medal? For that man, though, sometimes you think it's almost guaranteed. So Katila, championship record 14.89. Austin Smeek of Canada qualifies in 2nd, and Chawat Ratana goes through in 3rd. Also, Bojan Mitic qualifying in a time of 16.06. So there's confirmation of the final lineup for this evening. The men's 100 metres T34, led by reigning champion Waleed Katila with a championship record. Also season best for Bojan Mitic, and Al Kabashi with a lifetime best down there, qualifying as well.
The early action just keeps on coming in Dubai.
Just a reminder to all spectators.
9:20 a.m. here on a Sunday morning. It is a working day here. Time for Hannah Cockcroft, Carrie Denigan and the rest to go to work. What an in-house British rivalry has opened up between Cockcroft and Denigan. But divided. Potentially by Amy Simmons for the Netherlands, and for the United States, Alexa Halko, who came between the two Brits in Rio. Silver in the 400 and the 800 there. Or maybe Robin Lambert of Australia, who is actually British born but moved to Australia with a family at the age of 9. She's a Perth girl now. So for those of you up and down Britain who've got up early for this, it's 5:20 a.m. Of course, quite a lot of you might not have gone to bed. And where Alexa Halko's from, it's still Saturday night. This is absolutely a discipline that's strengthened year on year, and Cockcroft's heroics in London 2012 basically spawned her biggest rival. As Cara Denigan was watching on TV and thinking, wow, that's brilliant. She's great, I'd love to do that. She's inflicted 3 defeats on Cockcroft. 2 significant ones in 2018 at the Anniversary Games, the Diamond League meeting at the Olympic Stadium, and in last year's Euros. First defeat for Cockcroft in a championship race. It is the final of the women's 100 metres, T34. What names in this field, particularly in lane 7. Hannah Cockcroft, the 15 times global champion. Cara Denigan has taken the European 100 metres title. Alexa Halko, world and Paralympic silvers.
On the track, it's a big final. It's the women's 100 metres T34.
So here we go. Lane 3, Alexa Halko. Silver in the 4 and the 8, bronze in the 1. In Rio at the Paralympic Games and in London at the last World Championships, based in Williamsburg, Virginia. Lane 4 for Great Britain, a world record 16.80. The European 100 metres champion, Cara Denigan. In lane 5 for Australia, first major championship for Perth's Robin Lambert. In lane 6 for the Netherlands, the former Paralympic 100 and 200 silver medalist in 2012. World Championship silvers and bronze in the 100, Amy Simmons. In lane 7, what a CV. The 5-time Paralympic, 10-time world champion, 3-time European champion, Hurricane Hannah Cockcroft. Lane 8 for Belgium, the 4-time European bronze medalist, 5th her best in the world. That was in London, Joyce Lefebvre. And in lane 9 for Russia, the former European 100 and 400 metre champion from Grosseto, Veronika Doronina. Cockcroft did not compete in Grosseto. Doronina took the gold there in the 100 metres. Cockcroft waiting to make more history. Halko in 3, Denigan, the European champion in 4, having beaten Cockcroft there. So Halko in 3, Denigan 4, Lambert 5, Seaman 6, Cockcroft 7, Lefebvre in 8, Doronina in 9. The final of the women's 100 metres, T34. Early Sunday morning in Dubai. What a final to begin with. Away, first time, Denigan off to a cracking start and Cockcroft off to a cracking start. It's Britain against Britain. It was Denigan in Berlin in the Europeans. Cockcroft's flying away here. She's going to get the world title again. She's defended her crown. Hannah Cockcroft, 16.79 is inside the world record. Unofficial
if ratified.
And now it's 16.77. Cockcroft's got the world record back. She's retained the world crown. It's her 11th world title. And what a way to get Sunday morning up and running in Dubai. It's Hannah Cockcroft. 100% reliable. Britain had a couple of medals nailed on, there's no doubt about that. But who was the winner going to be? Hannah Cockcroft was not going to take last year's loss in Berlin lying down. Cara Danigan, a superb silver medal, but she has lost the world record that she set in London at last year's Diamond League. And Alexa Halko gets the bronze for the United States, and that is now a tremendous 9th global medal for her. Cracking starts by Cockcroft. Hasn't always been the case for her, but she got away faster than Denigan here. There was the determination of not to be beaten this time. Denigan scored 3 victories over her, but Cockcroft has won this battle many times, including this morning. 0.72 the margin. A lot of bleary eyes around Yorkshire and Coventry for this head-to-head this morning. Cockcroft's got the victory, and she's got the world record too. Her 11th world title, and surely more to come at these World Championships. It's great to be on the top step again.
On the scoreboard, you can see the current standings in the women's discus throw. It's qualification. The first 4 athletes will go through. We've had 3 of them so far.
That's one to file away for her country. Cockcroft, gold, world record, 16.77. Was it ever in doubt? Denigan, the silver for Great Britain, 17.49. And Alexa Halko, the bronze for the United States. What a final.
So the men's long jump T11. Elchin Muradov with his first attempt of Azerbaijan. Didn't make it onto the board. White flag given, measurement taken from where the athlete took off from. Muradov's lifetime best set this year, 6.48 metres. That his very first attempt. Stay between the tram lines, no issue there. Sometimes in the T11, we see them get away and go quite wide. Silver medalist in 2015 in Doha. Elchin Muradov. He's in 5th position, 5.24, but just look at the headwind he's heading into, negative 1.6, making it quite difficult indeed. Chen Jingzhu. Well, that one looks further, depending on where he's jumped from. (28 years of age) from Ningde. Guy just gets out of the way in time. Lucky that trailing lead just moved from the guide there, otherwise that could have been a little bit dangerous. 2013 he took up the sport. Did Chen. Silver at the Asian Para Games last year. Best place of 5th in the long jump on the world stage. That came in Doha 4 years ago. He's in first position, 6.17 metres for Chen. Miriam Saratov of Uzbekistan is next up with his first attempt. Silence required, concentration of plenty. Well, that one, I don't think will be as far as Chen's in the previous one. Took up the sport 9 years ago at the age of 19. His hero, many people's hero as well, Cristiano Ronaldo.
In lane 2, representing Brazil, Rodrigo Pereira da Silva.
Just missed out in the medal at the Asian Para Games last year, finishing it in 4th position. He has medalled at the World Championships in the 4x100 metres relay. That was in Doha 4 years ago. Also took a gold in that event back in 2014 at the Asian Para Games.
In lane 5, representing Iran, Farhad Karizi. In lane 6, the world record holder for Malaysia.
Well, he's in 7th position, 5.19 metres for Miriam Saratov in his first attempt, the man from Uzbekistan.
James Turner. In lane 8,
Just trying to work out with his guy what went wrong.
Krzysztof Chuska. And in lane 9, representing Ukraine,
D Dong Dong.
Roman Pavlik.
He'll be pushing Lex Gillette all the way.
Available in the final.
That is not bad indeed. Well, D Dong Dong will be out there pushing Lex Gillette, who is the world record holder. Started off back in Doha in 2015, did D. Not in the long jump though back then. Bronze medal in the 100 metres. As you could see from his speed reaching the board there. At the last World Championships, he won a gold in the 4x100 metres relay. But he is the Asian Para Games gold medalist and champion from last year. Lifetime best of 6:55. He's in first position, hasn't reached the lifetime best, 6.18. He's in the gold medal position at the moment. Maxim Shavrikov of Russia.
Ручки ставь. Хорошо, все ровно, четко. Смело. Плечи. Можно сверху. Раз. И вперед. Раз, два, три, четыре, пять. Раз, два, три, четыре, пять. Раз, два, три, четыре, пять.
Well, as you can see from the far side, that's between the 5 and the 5.5 metre mark, but they do take it from where the athlete takes off from. So Shavrikov with his first. '21, his first major championships. The man from Volgograd. ambitions to win a gold medal at next year's Paralympic Games. Relaxes by listening to audiobooks and playing a bit of music. I'm sure he did that before he came out for this competition. But for today, he's going to have to wait until his second jump because his first is a foul.
Needs something else to relax him now.
He plays checkers as well. Anyway, men's long jump T11, the current standings. Di Dong Dong leads the way from Chen, so it's a China 1-2. Just 1 centimetre separating them.
It's quite a stiff headwind that they are dealing with again today. It's blown up quite a bit. It's not been any calmer than minus 1.2 into the face. It's quite severe for Katishev, and yet he's in 3rd spot with a 5.99. Xavier Porras in 5th place with his opening round 5.86. Started right at the tip of the chalk, and obviously the marker of 5 meters he landed around, but it gets measured from where he took off as opposed to the actual board. He was wavering a bit, he was heading off the runway. But he took off in the chalk, he was okay.
Just while we wait for this mark, the men's 100 metres T36, the first heat to have gone through there. Muhammad Puzi of Malaysia taking first, James Turner second, and Tursunov of Russia, the first 3 in that to go through to tonight's final of the men's 100 metres T36. Porras given a 5.77, so no improvement on his opening effort. Third position at the moment with 5.99, Ruslan Kachiev of Ukraine with his second effort.
Faced such a stiff headwind for his first round attempt, but 5.99 equaling his season's best. His lifetime best, 6.22, would be marginally good enough for the lead here. China 1-2 ahead of him at the moment. Di Dong Dong, Chen Xingyu. Divided by a centimetre. Oh, he's wavering. It's okay. Didn't cross the plane, won't be flagged. And he still has time.
Well, he knows how to jump because he won gold in this in London 2012. The man from Odessa. But as we've seen in the past, those who skew offline can really injure themselves. Here he goes again.
Oh, he's gone the left this time, and he took off outside of the runway, so that's a red flag. And that's the frustrating thing, he overcompensated. We saw Lex Gillette in Doha, obviously. The takeoff was fine, but then landed at an angle and basically landed on the track alongside the sand pit, so he's flagged for that, but he's still in the bronze medal position. You have to take off from within the runway.
The next two fastest across the 2 heats to the final.
Otherwise, as has happened to Katishev, no joy.
Ronan Pallier in 4th position, his second attempt, 5.90 for his first. Gathering his thoughts. The man from Nantes. 49 years of age, still competing at the highest level. Well, Pallier will wait as a race for the track goes on in the background, because of course they need complete silence for the T11 category so they can hear their guide with the clapping or chanting.
That wind very favourable for the sprinters, less so for the long jumpers. Yang confirmed as the winner.
Pallier's idol, former US Olympic and world champion Carl Lewis, and also the Namibian sprinter Frankie Fredericks. So here he goes. Good position, good jump, and good distance as well. But a red flag given. So he's overstepped the mark. Besides that, everything else looked perfect. His first year of competition, he tore his Achilles tendon. Not many people come back from that, and at 49 years of age, not many people are going at this stage. Now, I can tell you, even though his guide is in the way, that is certainly a foul and a red flag. So he stays in 4th position with his opening jump of 5.90 metres. So Pallier talks to his coach, finds out what he needs to improve. Martin Pereo Maza as the sun comes back out.
And with it, a temperature change of about 10 degrees.
I noticed the jacket's on.
Pareko launching himself out. They're having a good look at the plasticine. It's a fair jump, it's a white flag, so the double measurement will begin. 5.50 in the opening round, having him in 6th spot, but he's 40 centimetres right now off the medals, which is, for him, quite unusual. He's looking to get around that mark of 5.50 that he achieved in the opening round. Wonderful lift, excellent hang in the air. Complete visual impairment, but the technique absolutely right when you consider that most of these athletes would never have actually been able to see a long jump competition on television to see for themselves how to do it. It's all description. You see the metro passing by. The stadium stop we're at here, actually, because we're right alongside the Al Akli Stadium as well. One of the giants of the Emirates League, as Lex Gillette keeps going. Sends himself out beyond 5.5. 4:55 in the opening round. Well, that'll see him jump up from 10th anyway. Not much doubt about that. One of the icons of this event.
Lex Gillette, 35 years of age, still going strong. Started off in the program in Michigan. Encouraged to do the long jump. I suspect now he doesn't need any encouragement at all. So the reigning world champion.
Lex Gillette moves up to 6th place. Next jump for Chinese Taipei will be Yang Chuan.
As we await
See on the scoreboard. He's just at the foot of the board there.
the rest of the competitors to move through. Lex Gillette's into 6th place now. .568 with his second jump as Yang steps up. Crawling out of the pit. More so to make sure that he goes in the right direction and doesn't go back on himself and foul. Yang won silver in the 2016 games. That one there was in the 100 meters. .587, Yang's in 5th position. Di Dongdong leads 6:18 from Chen, his Chinese compatriot, on 6:17. The women's 1500 meters T20 final.
It is the intellectual category, and it is always so competitive. Athletes that know each other so well. They've got a limited number of events that they compete in. Barbara Bieganowska might be a new name to you, but you'll know her previously as Barbara Noviziel, the twice Paralympic champion, 5 times world champion. Bernadette Biaxi, a very familiar face, especially as we're going to see it twice.
Drawn 10, ranked number 2 in the world.
The world champion over 800 meters. Alongside her, Musin Gezer of Turkey, 16 years old, her first world championship. And here she is, Barbara Bieganowska, the reigning European, world and Paralympic champion. The world record from 7 years ago in Stadskanaal. And here is the twin sister, the former European champion and the Paralympic silver medalist in Rio, Ilona Biaxa. Alongside for Japan, the silver medalist in the 800 meters at the Worlds in London, Anju Furuya. Hungary definitely have some excellent T20 athletes. Silver medalists in the Europeans in the 400 meters in Swansea in 2014, Elika Kalistesi. the former European and world champion for Poland, Arleta Melok. Alongside for Japan, the reigning Asian Games champion. Bronzes previously in the 400 and the 1500 in Incheon, Sayaka Makita. Alongside for Ukraine, bronze in Rio in the 1500 meters behind Bianovska and Ilona Biaksi, and that's Lyudmila Danilina. And alongside, well, if you've got up early in Taunton, for Great Britain, it's Hannah Taunton, with Taunton AC and the Running Forever Running Club. T20, the intellectual category, and essentially the athletes would not have tactical nous. Some very familiar names in this, and we're underway. Taunton, Danilina, Makita, Melok, Kerestesi, Feroya, Ilona Biaksi, Biganovska, Gezer, and Bernadette Biaksi are the 10 in this. And it was such a goal for the Biaksi sisters to be on the podium together in Rio. Ilona got the silver in the 1500 meters, but Bernadette does have a global crown as she is the reigning world 800 meters champion. Barbara Biganovska, who won 3 gold medals across the Gulf in Doha in 2015. Makita moving up as well on her outside. Feroya there too for Japan. Still well clustered together strongly as the heat begins to raise again. 3 laps to go in the 1500.
Yeah, and Hannah Taunton has moved up on the outside as well, pushing into second position. Biganovska on the inside there, just holding that line. Andrew Furuya of Japan, though, leads at the moment. Taunton just running a couple wide, though, almost looking as if she was going to push on the outside. The pace hasn't quickened just yet. Expect that to happen maybe in the last couple of laps. But Biganovska always comes up with a very strong finish, and usually a record of some description. The Biaksi twins are sitting in nicely just behind, though, working together as they generally do. Biganovska, you can see on the right of screen. Hannah Taunton of Great Britain at the moment is leading the way from Biganovska, and Furuya of Japan, the lady who picked up a silver medal in the 800 metres at these championships 2 years ago in London. So Taunton leads by around 2 metres at the moment from Barbara Biganovska. Something about the pole is she always makes sure she's in a reasonable enough position and doesn't get too far off the front of the leading pack. She's second position at the moment. The Biaksi twins are in third and fourth. They were, as I say that, it is the Ukrainian Danilina, bronze at 2016 at the Paralympics, 2011 bronze in the Worlds, 2015 bronze, 2017 silver. She's moved up now alongside Biganovska into equal second.
So 2 laps to go, and the leader is Hannah Taunton, who really is Hannah from Taunton. On the inside in second, Biganovska, who's won this title at the last 2 Paralympic Games, at the last 3 World Championships, and before that in 2011 in Christchurch, took the silver medal. Danilina on the outside. The Biaksi sisters, Ilona and Bernadette, are 4th and 5th. Taunton still leading for Great Britain. Biganovska, such a successful career. And remember, throughout the noughties, this was not part of World Para-Athletics. It hadn't been part of para-sport at all. It was suspended for 10 years off the back of the Sydney 2000 basketball final. You probably remember the story, those of you old enough to. But Taunton still leading the way. Maybe a Biaksi will end up on the podium. Biganovska, new name, same old tactic. She moves on up. Ilona Biaksi as well. Taunton's fallen back. The bell is coming, and leading for Ukraine, Daniluk.
Well, Ilona Biaksi up into third place. Her sister Bernadette is tracking her movement, but it is Danilina of Ukraine who leads at the moment from Barbara Biganovska, the reigning champion and also the world and championship record holder. So Danilina, as the pace quickens, going in with around 250 metres remaining, and it is The Biaxi twins who are trying to work up there. Hannah Taunton is back, but here goes Barbara Biegnowska. She does this so often. She's gone out with around 230 metres, 200 to go. What can she do as she finishes strong all the time? It is Barbara Biegnowska who's out in front. 150 metres remaining. She's always got such a special finish, does the lady from Poland. Doesn't look like there's going to be any records on the cars today, but you never know as she storms into the straight with around 70 metres to go. Such a unique and wonderful running style. Danilina in second place as the Bielski twins who are in third and fourth. But here goes Barbara Biegnowska across the line, 4:36.10. It is Danilina who takes second position and going across with the bronze medal. Iona Biaxi ahead of her sister Bernadette, and then Hannah Taunton comes across in fifth place, having led for a period of time there. But it is Barbara Biegnowska who picks up yet another gold medal. Gold in London in 2012 and also in Rio in 2016. Gold the last two World Championships in Doha and in London. She's made it triple gold, 3 in a row for that lady there. You just saw Barbara Biegnowska of Poland. Well, she's always strong at the front, is Barbara Biegnowska.
2013, 2015, 2017. They just can't beat her over this distance, and obviously she's won the last 2 Paralympic titles as well. It's the perfect distance for her.
Also European Championships as well. Danilina did her best. She tried to go with her, but she was overtaken around the 250-metre mark as Biegnowska absolutely flew past her. Her running style is something to behold as well as she finishes. And at the end, you'd think she wouldn't blow a candle out. Hannah Taunton, she held the lead for a while, but watch this as Biegnowska goes with around 270 metres or so remaining. Absolutely flies past Danilina. And once she moves, she's like a racehorse on the track. She goes and she keeps on going.
And she was beaming as well in the final 100 metres, maybe a little bit of grimace towards the end. But she just shot away, 200 metres to go.
Well, we saw her, didn't we, day before yesterday, looking calm and relaxed here at the track. I think that run showed you she's calm and relaxed as well. Smiles around for Barbara Biegnowska, who was Barbara Novitsyel, in case you're wondering. 4:36.10. Danilina of Ukraine in silver. Iona Biaxi beating home her sister Bernadette to pick up bronze for Hungary.
Well, a cracking victory for Poland. As we go to the women's javelin, F34. Sitting coordination impairment. Zhu Li Xuan. All the 6 throws coming at once. And this is the reigning Asian Para Games World and Paralympic champion, both in this and the shot. And that's a fine effort. Well, she's looking to overtake Fouza El Kazoui, who's thrown 14.04, a new African record. Kian Zhao in a different category, F33, with an Asian record, 13.09, but that looks to be beyond 18 meters. She's the world record holder as well, and she takes the lead, 19:33. Zhu Li Xuan out in front for China. So Zhu leads 19.33. Frances Ehrman in second spot for Germany, 15:47, and El Kazoui with that African record third for Morocco. Well, Zhu has dominated the competition for so long, but a bit more open in this men's long jump T11.
Martin Parejo Maza, as you can see, walking back there from the pit.
Twice.
Di Dongdong still leading in first place from Chen, his Chinese compatriot, just 1 centimetre separating the two Chinamen.
Five, six, seven.
Current long jump standings continues with the third round jump of
A couple of odd drops in the air of rain. A bit chillier here on day 4 in the morning session. As Ruslan Katshev in third position, just 1 centimetre shy of the 6 metre mark, gets ready to hit the pit. The 2012 Paralympic champion. Just resetting. Had a few issues this morning. Has Katshev. A little earlier we saw him go right, we saw him go left. Maybe having a few issues with hearing. Can be quite difficult when the crowd get a bit boisterous.
On the track, it's time for the heats of the men's T64.
Well, as we were saying last year in the Europeans, there was the school day when they brought all the school children in from all the local schools, and it just happened to coincide with this event. Timing, eh?
Yeah, not what you want in T11 events at all. 2014 European champion. He won silver in this event 2 years ago in London. Let's see what he comes up with here. When he looks straight at there. He strayed off a little bit at the end, but thankfully he landed in the pit and not on the side of the pit, which could have been a bit harem-scarum.
Nick Rogers.
Regardless, it's a foul, so his second and third are fouls from where he's taken off from there. Just see him straight to the left when he jumps away from the board, so a foul given. So 5.99 still his best and only effort. Has to be on the board. He's just to the left of the board there as he's looking down the track. There you go. That's a perfect shot of what happened. And that there, his left leg landing on the outside of the pit, could have been rather dangerous if he'd have landed maybe knees down, for example. Thankfully he didn't. Thankfully he's safe. Thankfully he's walking back, and there is no injury issue whatsoever. So Pallier, the 49-year-old from France, is next up. He's in fourth position, 5.90. His best so far. Well, straight as a die there, but a red flag is overstepped. No issue with the technique. Only issue, he went too far. Look at that, lovely.
All good start by Strang in the middle. The Germans up and away. Strang leads, 70 second. This could be a quick one. Strang in 11 seconds exactly. Fantastic start by the Germans.
So that showed you he was clearly across the board, Pallier, by some distance. Throws the head back when he realises as well. He thought it was good, it looked good. Just didn't land where he wanted to when he was taking off. So 2 fouls in his second and third. For Ronan Pallier. Well, Pellier is getting some advice from Fabrice Plerquin, his coach. There's Martin Parejo Mazza of Spain in 8th position with his 3rd attempt. Not often you see him down there in 8th. He's way wide, he's stopped, thankfully. So he can go back and go again. There is one thing I do wonder about here, is that the officials are very, very close to the pit. So if the athlete does happen to go that way and gets too wide and doesn't stop in time, they are in a bit of danger themselves.
Quick result for you from the track men's 100 metres T64. The opening heat, Felix Strenger, Germany taking it 10.99. Michael Sidis second for Greece, 11.22. Nick Rogers third for the United States, 11.51, a joint America's record. And there it is, Alex Lee, 6th for Ireland, 12.10. Quite a few lifetime bests in that. Saitis having finished second in a absolute thriller last night.
So take 2 for the Spaniard. Who also competes in the 100 metres. European silver last year in the 100. Twice a European silver medalist in the long jump as well. So take 2. Although he strayed a little bit to the right, is he going to come back enough? He has, and that is all right. Great takeoff in the end. He's buried himself in the pit, as a matter of fact. He can't get out. There he is. He's up now. Well, it looked like he was going to stray right. Just watch this here. He goes right, he goes right, he goes right. He comes back. Perfect position on the board. That's fine. In cricketing terms, that is an in-swinger. If you're watching in Spain, look it up. So 5.45, no improvement, into a headwind of a negative 1.5. Well, Ronan Pallier has just jumped. French support there in the crowd.
Ready? Out. Out. Right there. In. Right there.
Here he is, Lex Gillette. His 3rd attempt, he's in 7th position. Just waiting for a bit of silence. The American.
Ready? Out. Right there. Fly.
35 years of age. He's a motivational speaker as well. He's going to have to motivate himself. Well, that's hit the ball, but no issues at all. His philosophy is no need for sight when you have a vision. I like that one. He went left and he just drew it back to the right. Ambition to win a gold medal next year at the Paralympics. The reason I say that is because he picked up silver in Rio 3 years ago. 5.99. He's up into third position and a bronze medal at present. Much better with his third. So Gillette, who took gold 2 years ago, has picked himself into the medals with his third jump at the moment, trailing the two Chinese athletes who are in first and second.
So this is the second heat of the men's 100 metres T64. No Johnny Peacock here, but a man who we had major joust down through the years. Great to see that he is back.
In lane 6, representing Italy,
Or he's supposed to be.
Simone Manigrasso.
It appears
Lane 7,
that we've no David Berra and no Richard Brown, so much for that. 4 going in this: Manigrasso for Italy, Mongo for South Africa, Gamagi of Sri Lanka and Alsana of Saudi Arabia. They were obviously entered and maybe were late from the call room or other reasons. First 2 to go through, and the next 2 fastest losers. 3 heats in this. Really looking forward to seeing Richard Brown at a first major championship since the 2015 Worlds, but there you go. Simone Menegrasso of Italy, silver in the 400 metres of the World Championships in London, and silver in the 4x1. Mlongo of South Africa, 4th in the long jump in London, based in Cape Town now, originally from Durban. The army man from Sri Lanka, Indika Gamagi, silver in the long jump, 4th in the 100 metres in the Asian Games last year in Jakarta, and we are underway. Alsana going poorly for Saudi Arabia. Mlongo is going to win this for South Africa. Menegrasso in second, they're through. Gamagi's going to have to hold on in 11.09. It's the winning time, and that's a world record, I make it. That's a world record. 11.12, his old mark, and that is sensational by the South African. Wide awake on a Sunday morning, no doubt about that. Mpumelelo Mlongo takes 0.03 of a second off his world record. He floored it. That's in his T44 category, guesting in this T64 event. And he has shown himself to be a big contender here, no doubt about it. Away he went, stunningly out of the blocks. He's actually never won a major championship record in the track, but he's got a world record here. He's a contender and a big one now. And Menegrasso knew that he had second. He was well clear of Gamagi behind him in third, so he eased up quite a bit. A Sunday morning trot for the Italian, not so much from Mlongo. A lot to prove, a lot to show, and he's gone and done it. It is a world record. Absolutely magnificent.
The women's discus F55 qualification competition is complete. You can see the final standings on the scoreboard.
Well, no Berra and no Brown, who arguably would have been the 2 biggest names in that heat. Not anymore. And Mpumelelo Mlongo, 11.09, a new world record. He and Menegrasso are through. Strang and Saitis through previously in Heat 1.
competition, the F34 contest
there is.
taking place at the 200-meter start. We've got our penultimate thrower in the sector. The lead at the moment is with Zhu of China, Herman of Germany in second, Amoudi of Morocco in third. Next athlete to throw will be Kornebis of Poland.
So the men's shot put F12 final. Roman Daniliuk, the world and championship record holder in this one. But this is Elbek Sultanov. Lifetime best of 15.67 for the man from Uzbekistan. As he prepares to get this one out there.
Well, that was a thumping throw. You could definitely see the energy put into it. And we can see that's gone out to 15 metres.
15.39. He's in third position. Kim Lopez Gonzalez with his second attempt, currently second, 14.90.
Well, I've had a look at that. That looks to have gone a bit further, maybe about 15 and a half.
15.69. He's in the gold medal position. Well, Roman Daniliuk, 16.48. This is his sixth attempt.
In the long jump, this is Di Dong Dong of China, 6 meters 18. He's only leading by 1
White flag given.
from his teammate Chen.
16.69. He's broken his own world record, has Roman Daniliuk, by 5 seconds to take the gold. Third heat in the men's 100 meters T64. We saw a world record in the T44 category from Malongo of South Africa in the last race. This one
It's time for heat 3.
has the man who holds the T62 world record, Johannes Flors from Germany. In lane number 7.
In lane 3, representing Sri
Bronze medalist in this event in 2017 in London. The 2016 European Championships, he picked up bronze. In 2018, he picked up silver. The man who won Asian Para Games gold just last year, Shunsuke Tani of Japan, will go from lane 6. Kevin Hupfeld has already competed in the 200 final here,
lane 6, ranked number 8 in the world.
returning to the sport in 2017 after a layoff due to personal reasons.
Suke Itani.
He'll go from lane 5.
Lane 7.
There is Johannes Flors studying mechanical engineering in Cologne, not far from where the IPC are based in Bonn.
Johannes Flores. In lane 8, representing New Zealand.
Matani of Japan, looking to pick up another gold after that Asian Para Games gold last year in the men's 100 metres.
That's the lineup for our third and final heat, with 2 places available for the final.
And the man who made his senior debut back in 2017, you can see on the far left there from Spain, Alberto Villa Chamorro will go from lane 9. New Zealand's Mitchell Joint took up the sport only 2 years ago in 2017. He's out in lane 8, second from the left, as you look at that there. And Warner Kulusia of Sri Lanka will go on the inside lane in 3. So look out for lane 7, Johannes Flors of Germany, and Shunsuke Itani of Japan, who's right next to him. There is the German. 10.66. His T62 world record. Warner Clusia is a T44. The rest are T64s in this T64 category. So Floors gets away quickly indeed, but also there it's Koturang of Thailand who got away. Hookdale as well, but here goes Johannes Floors. Let's just have a look at the time as he goes across the line. 10.54 seconds. That is a new world record in the T62 category for Johannes Floors.
And that smashes his own world record.
0.12 of a second he has taken off his own world record. Johannes Floors. He studies engineering. He studied himself. He has taken loads off that world record.
And Floors are the 3 heat winners. We can only get one champion out of those 3.
So a second successive world record on the track in this category. It was all about Johannes Floors when it got to the 50-metre mark. It was a case by how much he was going to win by. Hookdale tried to stay with him. He couldn't do it. He came in second position in 11.24. And Atani of Japan comes through in third and will hope to go through as one of those fastest qualifiers. But Hookdale definitely through. Just look at Johannes Floors though. The speed for around the 60-metre mark.
Wow.
Absolutely flew to break his own world record in the T62 category. So 5 of the 7 in this race, all lifetime bests. And Mitchell Joint with an Oceania record,
for a while are familiar with the drill,
competing for New Zealand.
Jump competition, the competitors have masks.
Wonderful
so
celebrations
no vision,
from Johannes Floors. A
relying on their
wonderful
time at the board,
heat
so we all need to be
with another
quiet.
world record. Floors goes through, as does Hookdale with a lifetime best who qualifies, and Itani also gets through as one of the fastest losers.
The sensations continue. We're heading back to the women's javelin, the F-34.
With the leading 8, it will be Elchin Muradov of Azerbaijan who will open up round 4.
And this is Lucina Konobis of Poland, who's an F-33 thrower. And she's won the last 2 European shot put crowns. The 3 times World Championship silver medalist and Paralympic silver in the shot, 4th in the javelin in Rio. Oh, that's a solid one from Konobis. She's the world record holder, 16.77. So has already thrown 19.33 in the main F-34 category. Konobis as an F-33 as a guest. So let's see what she can pull off here. It's a world record to go into the silver medal position. 16.99. So Zhu Lijuan leads for China, 19.33. Konobis with that new world record. She's in a different classification, but everybody's competing F-34 today. 16 meters 99. Frances Ehrmann of Germany is in 3rd. Continental records for Fouzia El Kazawi for Morocco. And also for Qian Zhao of China, who's only 15 years old in an F-33. But it's back to the long jump, the T-11, which is continuing to hot up. And that javelin, by the way, still a few throws left in that. All the throws happening at once. Di Dong Dong leads 6 meters 18 in this long jump by 1 centimeter from Chen Jingyu. Lex Gillette and Ruslan Katishev have both cleared 5.99, but Gillette leads and can back his second best attempt, 5.68. Katishev has 2 misses. so it doesn't have a second best attempt yet. We lose Pareko and Saitov, and also right at the bottom with 3 no jumps, Maxim Shavrikov. To the last 8 then, and we're staying with this for quite a while. There's preliminary round heats on the track. Those will not be shown live. Sorry if that was your main interest. So we're down to the last 8. Di Dongdong leads his compatriot Chen Jingyu by 1 centimetre. Well, yesterday we had 9 world records. In this morning session, we have had 4. Actually, I make that now 5. We've had Roman Daniluk in the shot put, Canobus just now, and on the track, Floors, Longo, and Hannah Cockcroft. It's been quite a morning. We're at the halfway point, and the athletes have been given a little bit of a rest.
It's Di Dongdong who leads at the halfway point.
So the women's 100 meters, T13, and the first round heat. Five going in this, including the new 400 meters world champion, Rayan Suarez da Silva, and the bronze medalist, Leila Adzametsova. Nimad Rante Putri of Indonesia. Silver in the Asian Games in the 100 and 400. Her first global championships, 11th was her ranking. Pretorius of South Africa, 12:59, the lifetime best set this year. Adzametsova, the bronze in the 400. Gold going to Rayan Suarez da Silva. And Simran of India in 8. So away first time, it's the first 3 to qualify for the final, plus the next 2 fastest. Adzametsova way out in front, ahead of Pretorius. Suarez fighting hard too. Suarez in second, Adzametsova takes it. 12.14. She's the championship record holder, the glory in London. And Suarez surged up well. Pretorius safe also, and the top 3 go through. Simran in her first major championship, along with Putri, will have to wait. Putri in her first global event, but Adzametsova 12.14, that time now ratified. Suarez da Silva pushed up on the line. Makes her way through. Leila Adzametsova, who had great prospects in the 400 meters. The reigning European, World and Paralympic champion makes her way through in easy style, and she can go faster. It was a blistering dart away from the gun by Adzametsova, and she just kept it going. Very tight between Suarez da Silva and Pretorius at that point, but Suarez da Silva put the foot down. Pretorius was safe. Simran came through in 4th, might make it still. Putri in 5th. And Samutsova gliding through to the final. 3 golds in London in the 100, the 200 and the 400. And double glory in the 100 and 200 in Berlin last year. Based in Kharkiv. Pretorius and Suarez da Silva will make their way through as well, and Samutsova going straight to the dressing rooms. So Samutsova wins 12.14, lifetime best for everyone else. Suarez da Silva and Pretorius also through. Simran and Putri have to wait.
In the javelin F34, these are the final warm-up throws for Barbara Heikkinen of Finland. She's the final athlete as well. And you can see from the digital clock.
Meanwhile, there's field events still going on, but the track action does continue. Second heat in the women's 100 metres T13. We just saw Lilia Adzimatova, reigning champion, championship record and world record holder, win her heat in the opener. The lady who's already won silver in 400 here, that lady there, Carolina Duarte of Portugal, will go from lane 5 in this. She won 100 metres European gold in 2016 and silver in Berlin last year in this event. Nikulo, Uganda's flag bearer at the 2012 opening ceremony in London. Kim Crosby, bronze in the Paralympics in Rio in 2016, also bronze in Doha in 2015. She finished 7th in the 400 metres here at these championships. Matching hairdo as well. Used to have dreadlocks myself once upon a time when I was much younger. Jan-Sophie Engelleiter of Germany. She won European Championship silver back in 2014, bronze in 2016. Born with 5% vision, just to let you know how difficult this can be. This, though, the T13 section, the least of the visually impaired. So Crosby in 4, Duarte in 5, Alia in 6, Engelleiter in 7, and Akulo of Uganda in lane 8. All 5 named start in this second heat. 12:58 is the cutoff point, with only the first 3 going through. The next 2 fastest from either this or the previous heat will advance to tonight's final, which will see another gold medal given out. There are 8 on the track this evening and 6 in the field, which will get underway at 6 p.m. local time. That's 14 GMT. Putri Alia of Indonesia won Asian Para Games gold last year.
Sophie Engelleiter. And in lane 8 for Uganda,
حارة 8 ممثلة أوغندا.
Christine Akulo.
Akulo,
First 3.
14:03 her season best, so she's going to have to improve somewhat if she's going to trouble to get through to the final. Look out for Crosby and Duarte, who's next to her. He'll be fighting it out to go through first, I suspect. But it is the top 3 that go through. Only 5 in the field. Just remind you that cut-off point though, 12:58 for a fastest loser. Just being held for a few seconds longer. The nerves jangling as they get called forward. We are ready to go in heat number 2. Women's 100 metres T13. If you're just joining us, welcome. If you've been with us all through this session, I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. You'll have seen world records, you'll have seen championship records. And you'll see more as we go through this and the evening session. Ready to go. Away they get, no problems at all. Crosby gets away very quickly indeed. Well, Duarte started slow, but she's hoping to come back. But on the outside, Engelhardt is looking good there. Duarte trying to make a comeback. Engelhardt looks like she's going to pick up third. It is going to be Crosby who goes across in first place. Alia of Indonesia picks up second. And Engelhardt looks like she's taken third place. So Duarte got away to a bad start. Couldn't break up the ground. Crosby in a time of 12.30 seconds takes first place ahead of Putri Alia of Indonesia, who came home in second. And I'm pretty sure that Engelhardt has just snuck in for the third, but she hasn't. Duarte has got it, so that is very close indeed. Carolina Duarte goes through automatically. Engelhardt just 300th of a second behind, who comes home in fourth place.
Is Simran of India.
12:49 for Duarte in third, and 12:52 for Engelhardt in fourth position. 3/100th of a second. But she will go through as a fastest loser regardless. 12:58 was the cut-off point. She's gone through in 12:52. Crosby looks strong right from the get-go. Alia, who's the Asian Para Games champion at this distance, takes second. And Duarte, who's already won silver over 400 metres at these championships, comes home in third. But Engelhardt from Germany will go through as a fastest qualifier. There's confirmation of it. A lifetime best for Alia of Indonesia, and also Engelhardt, a lifetime best for her in 12:52.
With her opening throw, she moved up into second place with 18:52.
So there is the field that goes through, headed by the world and championship record holder Lela Adzamatova of Ukraine. The final this evening in the women's 100 metres T13. Well, back to the men's long jump T11.
Ruslan Katishev lying in fifth position, 5.99, equaling his season's best. But since then, 2 misses. And he's going to have to do this again.
He's had all sorts of issues, hasn't he, Katishev?
Yeah, those 2 no jumps in rounds 2 and 3, he veered off the runway. That's going to be a problem.
The issue is this, is as soon as they veer slightly, they obviously have the calls to get them back, but as soon as they veer slightly, you immediately lose your sense of balance and where you are, and to get back into the position you need to, very, very tricky indeed.
And in most cases, there's no way of getting back on track. He's only 2 places away from the medals, 10 centimetres off it. That's better, that's much better. Landing around the 550 mark, and you can add on the centimetres from his takeoff point as well. So has he gone beyond the 6 meters here? 6:10 needed for a medal now.
Well, I was watching from behind where we're positioned here, and he looked so much straighter as he ran down the track. He's gone right, he's gone left, he's gone every which way, but that was very straight indeed as he took off from the board.
Makes a big difference.
5.84. 5.84.
So let's see how he's done. He's maybe not quite knocking around 6 meters, but close to it.
Moves up into third place with that jump that we've just seen. 5.84. We've also had the second longest jump.
Well, 5.84 it is for Katishev. At least there was a mark this time. A little bit further needed. You like the branding on the glasses anyway.
It's time for the men's shot put F41 final.
نعود للمسابقات الميدان مع دفع الجلة رجال فئة.
Well, he leads Lex Gillette, and they both jumped 5.99. But Katishev,
Representing Uzbekistan.
اللاعب الأول ممثل أوزبكستان.
courtesy of that, is in third position. Fourth position, I should say.
It's
Getting ahead of myself.
seen him jump above Gillette because he now has something better on Canpack finally. So Gillette does fall a place because of that. Those are the medals.
اللاعب الثالث ممثل.
And Gillette was in third position last time we were at the T11 long jump. He's now back in fifth, 5.99. This is fourth attempt, so he's got 3 opportunities left if he's to defend his title he won 2 years ago.
For the USA.
اللاعب الخامس ممثل الولايات المتحدة
He's a lifetime best of 6.73, which is the world record that he set 5 years ago.
In the world for the People's Republic of China.
اللاعب السادس ممثل الصين.
Xia Jiwei.
The championship record,
Throwing at 7. Ranked number 2
set
in
in
the world,
Villeneuve
championship record
way
holder
back in
for
2002 by Viktor
السابع
Zikowski
ممثل ألمانيا.
of Belarus.
Germany, Kokata. And throwing at 8. Ranked number 1 in the world and the world record holder for Great Britain.
We're
and
still
Northern Ireland.
اللاعب الثامن ممثل بريطانيا.
26 centimetres off that mark at the top. Di Dong Dong, 6.18 leads the way with his opener
41 shot put final.
from Chen Jingyu, his Chinese compatriot, who's just 1 centimetre behind.
Ready? Out.
So here goes Lex Gillette
Right there.
Long jump
for
round
jump
4.
number 4.
Fly, 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 fly. Stop.
Well, he's been told to stop straight away.
Still got 52 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, the guy wasn't happy, but the actual trajectory of where he was going looked like it was okay. So something that we can't see from here, the guy has seen from down there.
Ready? In. Right there.
He's won the last 3 long jumps.
Fly,
6:38.
fly, fly,
The longest
fly,
distance,
fly,
that was
fly,
in
fly,
Doha.
Fly, 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 fly. That's what I'm
Well,
talking
that
about.
is all right.
Nailed
and you
it.
hear his guy there say, that's what I'm talking about. So he's happy. This could put him up into medal contention from where he is at the moment in 5th place. Katishev ahead of him. That is rather decent. And if you add that into it, because they take it from where he's jumped from, it's around the 6 metre mark, add that into it, he may well find himself up in number 1.
6 meters 09 is bronze at the
6, 4,
moment
5.
for Pallier.
6, 4, 5.
He's gone further when he's won world golds previously.
And I got some more.
Lex Gillette looking for something big here, and he has got it. Into the lead, championship record, 6:45.
And that championship record, I just mentioned it about 30 or 60 seconds beforehand, 2002, 17 years in the making. Lex Gillette, his 4th attempt. He now holds the world record and the championship record.
مسابقات المضمار 400 متر سيدات فئة T7.
He's only beaten it by 1 centimetre, but it doesn't matter. That counts. So this man now in 3rd position, Chen Jingyu of China. 1 centimetre behind Di Dong Dong in the silver medal position. How things change.
In lane 8, representing Russia,
حارة ثامنة ممثلة روسيا.
Victoria Slanova. In lane 7, ranked number 1 in the world for Ukraine,
حارة 7 ممثلة أوكرانيا.
Natalia Kobza. In lane 6, ranked number 5 in the world for France,
حارة 6 ممثلة فرنسا.
Manon Genest. In lane 5, ranked number 6 in
Well,
the
I don't
world
think that's going
for
to trouble
South Africa,
Gillette at the top of the leaderboard.
Giselle Gouz. In lane 4, representing Tunisia,
حارة 4 ممثلة تونس.
Nada Bahi. And in lane 3, representing Namibia,
حارة 3 ممثلة ناميبيا.
Johanna Benson.
So Lex Gillette, his first jump to his second jump, he went up 1 metre and 13 centimetres. He then went up 31 centimetres from second to third, and then 46 centimetres further from his third up to his championship record 4th jump.
6, 4, 3.
That is improvement on the go, isn't it? I wonder what we get for 5 and 6. Anyway, Chen has moved up into second position, and he is just 2 centimetres off of Lex Gillette, who broke the championship record. So it's deceiving, isn't it? You see where they land, but remember, it goes from where they've jumped from is where the measurement goes from. So even though you see the board on the far side where the numbers are, it goes from where their last takeoff point was. Hence, Chen Jingyu has moved in 2 centimetres of Lex Gillette. So we now have Di Dong Dong, who's in 3rd position, having just a couple of jumps to go, being in the gold medal position. Now, what can he come up with his 4th attempt to push forward to see if he can get back to the top? This is turning into some competition.
It's a massive joust at the top now. Only 2 centimetres between Gillette and Chen. Those improvements, tremendous for Lex Gillette. It's worth pointing out as well that he had negligible wind speed. Not much of a headwind at all for that. The other ones did have quite a lot.
Very close for that 3rd position. That will take a photo finish. Cobbs are confirmed.
So Gillette leads 6:45. Chen in second place, 6:43. 2 attempts in a row have completely changed this competition around. Di Dong Dong, who was leading, now down to the bronze medal position.
And just while we're waiting for this quickly, the women's 400 metres T37, the first heat. Victoria Slanova is coming 3rd. Manon Genest of France 2nd, and Kobza of Ukraine 1st.
And that's a serious one as well. Around 5:50 lands, and he was at the start of the chalk, so he'll be given quite a lot of the meter there. That might be better than the 6:18 that he had in the opening round. Di Dong Dong, who his best global achievements have actually been in the relays. World gold in the 4x1 in London, silver in Rio in that. But he is the reigning Asian Games champion in the 200, 400 and the long jump, bronze in the 1. Coached by Wang Chunlai. Well, 6:18 was his best, followed by a couple around 5.5. And it looks like we've just seen the best 3 attempts of the competition. 6:33, Ding Dong Dong is still in bronze, but he's getting closer. What a round 4. And still 2 big rounds to come.
Women's javelin throw F34.
نهاية مسابقة رمي الرمح سيدات فئة F34.
So the world record in this, in the F33, held by Lucina Konobus. Mariana Hanniken of Finland. Lifetime best for her of 20.79. All 6 throws at the same time in the seated F34 javelin throw. So Heikkinen. "52 years of age. Only took up this sport 10 years ago. That's due to her paraplegia being a result of a complication that arose during neck surgery the year before that. 18.52, she's in second position with that. The lady who picked up silver in London 2 years ago. But here is the F33 world record holder, Poland's Lucina Konobus. Off she goes. Konobus, 41 years of age, took up sitting volleyball in 2008, moved to para-athletics in 2009. The lady who's known as Lucy. Well, a world record of 16.99. She's improved her own mark by 22 seconds. Not sure if she realises, she might now. Yeah, she realises now. Look at that joy. That is what it's all about. Hard to throw again after that, isn't it? Zhao Liyuan. She is the world record holder and championship record holder in the F34 category. Haven't we seen some records already at these championships? We're only in day 4. In the morning session, we've got 9 days altogether.
In lane 8, representing Ukraine,
حارة 8 ممثلة أوكرانيا.
Alina Terek. In lane 7,
Zhao Liyuan.
حارة 7 ممثلة فرنسا.
Laura Ostrix.
Well, 1933 for her.
For South Africa.
Her world record is 22.28.
جنوب إفريقيا.
Cheryl James.
But that
In lane
is
5,
good enough
ranked number 3
to
in
give
the
her
world
the victory
for
in the
Russia.
women's javelin throw F34. She takes gold
Elena Tretiakova.
and adds to her title from
In lane
London
4,
2
ranked
years
number
ago.
2 in the world for the People's Republic of
Heikkinen
China.
takes silver,
حارة 4
and the
ممثلة الصين.
F33 Konobus breaks her own world record, 16.99 for the
The
bronze.
lineup with 3 places available to the first 3 home in the final.
So 7 gold medals now for China. Su Lijuan winning the most recent. 4 gold medals for Ukraine. Roman Danieluk with the world record, 4 gold, 4 silver, 4 bronze. And at the moment in this men's long jump T11, it's the United States in pole position through the man who's won the last 3 world titles in this. Lex Gillette, 6:45. Here's Yang of Chinese Taipei. 587 is best. He's lying in 6th spot. He's only 22 centimeters off the medals, but he lands around 5 meters, and that surely will not be an improvement. He has a lifetime best of 660, which is quite smashing. Anything around that mark is gold medal potential today. Everybody is a 6-meter jumper in the competition, apart from Miran Sahatov of Uzbekistan, in terms of the career at least. And only 3 of the field hadn't cleared 6 meters this season. It's quite a gap as well that's going to be added on. 5.87 was his best. And the man who you wouldn't like to sit behind in the cinemas, the man with all the early news, and it's not good news for Yang on this occasion. 5.87 is best, it remains. 5.63 keeps him in 6th.
Well, when he won silver back in 2013 in Leon, he jumped 6.30. If he jumped that now, he still wouldn't be in the medal position.
Competition is just getting stronger and stronger as the years wear on. So many world records we're seeing. One for Hannah Cockcroft in the track today. She's 3 seats down from us talking to radio at the moment. Presumably speaking back home to the UK. 5 world records already, including Canovis, which we've just seen. Alex Gillette right now is only 28 centimeters off his own world record in this, which is terrific going.
Well, here's Ronan Pallier, silver in Berlin last year, on the podium there. How he'd love to be on the podium at these World Championships.
He's a silver medalist in Berlin last year. In the Europeans,
Russia who take 3rd place. Krejcikova, world rank 3, gets the 3rd position.
So Pallier is set to go. Track race in the background finished.
he's previously been a bronze medalist in the Paralympic relay 4x1 in Beijing. He's still got pace all these years on. Pallier goes for it, launches out around 6 meters. The man from Nantes, with Stade Nantais, and well, you know what, he's 49 years old. For him to still be able to do this, for him to still be on the brink of a medal, currently in 4th spot, is absolutely remarkable. And he's going beyond 6 meters, which I'm going to wager most people in the 50th year couldn't do. Fabrice Ploquin is his coach. And that looks primed to be the best of the day for him. Went out to 6:09 in round 4. He didn't have much of a headwind against him there, and he led with the right foot. It's sort of unusual kind of a scissors kick, but he got away with it. It is his best of the day. 6 meters 16, but Pallier stays in 4th.
And next up, the man who's had a few issues with his run-up, as Pallier gets a few instructions.
Just a couple of results for you. Women's 400 meters T37. Natalia Kozba won the first heat for Ukraine, 103.62. Zhang Fenfen for China won the second heat, 103.98. They're in the final. All finals on the track will be live, plus most of the semi-finals and heats. Most.
Ruslan Kadashev struggling somewhat at the moment. The man who won Paralympic gold back in 2012. He's also a triple jump world champion back in 2013. Looking to improve on the silver he picked up in London 2 years ago in this event. And his last one wasn't too bad, but before that, he was right, he was left, he was everywhere. He's been stopped there already. He had straightened up. He went left to start with. He moved back to the right. So here at the women's 400 metres T37, just to show you what Will was talking about a moment or two ago, who's moved through to the final. Natalia Kobzar goes through with the quickest time of 1:03.62.
Not too far away from that at the moment.
Jiang Fenfen of China also through. There are 3 lifetime bests amongst the 8 who have gone through to the final. So Katashev ready to go again. Guides have him in position. He's been given a stern talking to his 5th attempt. He's in 5th position. 5.99 is what he's come up with so far. They pulled him up again. Now this time he's gone over. So that is a red flag. For Ruslan Katashev. Yep, a red flag given, so he went over the board.
Kicks the board. Takes the red flag.
Confirmation there, so it's 3 fouls out of 5 jumps for the man who picked up silver 2 years ago in London.
Well, we're down to the top 3 now. And his prospects of getting back into the medals are drifting away.
Out.
So Lex Gillette is our leader with that championship record 6:45. So those improvements, a metre 13, 31 centimetres and 46 centimetres round by round. If he keeps that up, it'll be a world record jump next.
Right there. Fly, 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 fly.
Not what he wanted.
Well, he's around the 5 metre mark if you look at the board there, but when he took off, he was nowhere near even getting onto the chalk. So you can add another metres to that, or thereabouts.
And obviously it's complete visual impairment, but you would know, you would feel the, with your trainer on the ground, whether you're on the chalk or not, and he wouldn't have felt it.
5, 6, 5.
But he just, as he sat back as well, that second time when he sits back, just to let you know if you're new to this, if he sit back, it's where the furthest point is taken from. So when he sits back the second time, he probably loses a few centimetres as well. So he goes down here, he stands up, and then he falls backwards again. So 5.65, it's not his greatest jump. In fact, it's his second worst so far. But he still leads with that championship record with jump number 4.
So Chen Xingyu for China, silver in the Asian Games last year, behind Di Dongdong, but globally whose best was 5th in the Worlds in Doha 4 years ago. 7th in Rio, did not compete in London. Oh, he was going off a little bit, but he got it back. Brilliant hang time. That kick in the air gave him an extra little bit. Well, well, well. What's he gone and done here? 6.43 in the previous round.
Bit Michael Jordan-esque, wasn't it, that hang time in the air?
That was fabulous. Just look at that.
Just kept on going. However, it did go fairly far forward on the board.
He was wavering a little bit to his right. This is an interesting one. This is hard to manually calculate. 6.43 in the previous round. His 6.17 in round 1, which had him high for a long time, would only have him 3rd now, and that is around the same range. He recovered really well. It wasn't the best takeoff, and you'll see he was going to the right. He had to push back very quickly, so he was taking off from a kind of an angle. It was legal because he just straight back in. He'd gone off the runway. If the takeoff was away from the runway, then a red flag, but he got back in, and it's 6:14.
Tarasov running strongly for Russia. Nearest to the stand, Jamieson, only the winner.
So it'll be China again up next.
10.84.
Di Dong Dong.
Tarasov, the winner of that first heat of
And in the background, Roman Tarasov taking the first heat of the men's 100 meters T12. That is the first round. They go into the semi-finals from that. So there's still a lot of that competition to view.
Di Dong Dong, the reigning Asian Para Games champion.
China, final jump in round 5.
Well, he's gone way right there. He's pulled up just in time. Thankfully, the officials had their eyes open. Otherwise, he might have been crashing into them and the chairs and taking them with him.
It wasn't just the guide who was advising him there. That could have gone seriously wrong.
But he went way off track to the right.
He's still got 50 seconds on the clock, so he's fine in terms of time. 6:33 has him in the bronze medal position.
Just imagine putting a blindfold on, going outside and trying to run from point A to point B with no vision whatsoever, and then add to it a jump at the end of it. And you get some idea, if you can logically put that together in your head, of what these athletes are up against at full speed. Well, that in the end was okay.
Red flag, red flag. He just straight to the left.
He went to the left. That's what I was looking at to see where he'd gone to, because he went left, he came back, didn't get to the board though, missed it by a few centimetres and given the red flag.
Well,
there
he was just wavering. So, he stays in the bronze medal position. He is the Asian Games long jump champion, but he's never actually been entered for a long jump previously, curiously, on the global stage. And a lot of sprinters do double up. Final round. So it looks like Elchin Muradov has skipped his final round attempt. He's in 8th and 5.66 because Xavier Porras is on the runway now. 5.86 for him.
Porras from Olot, 38 years of age. Lives in Barcelona. Senior international debut 20 years ago in Lisbon in the European Championships.
Muradov receiving some treatment. Was he brandished a yellow card?
He was
there?
brandished a yellow card. That's why I was just looking. I'm literally about to say that. Just, he's been given a yellow card, has Elchin Muradov.
Nobody more here. Only the next starter with the guy. Okay.
Well, the official is laying down the law and saying that he doesn't want anyone there except for the next athlete.
Yeah, Muradov was due to be next to go, and he just stayed sitting there. Maybe he feels he couldn't move. He's picked up a yellow card for it. I was about to say you'd have to go through the rule book backwards to see what that was for, but the official has explained neatly for us. So let's nip over to the second heat of the men's 100 T12. A reminder that Roman Tarasov in 1084 won Heat 1.
And heat number 2, there are just 3 taking part in this one.
Heat 2 out of 7 in the men's T12 100 metres.
Yunus Shimaji of Japan, Kashafli of Norway, and Jakob Schmidt, nicknamed the Bullet, will go for South Africa. So medium visual impairment. We've seen complete visual impairment we've been looking at and covering in the long jump. Across to the track, it is medium visual impairment. The athletes in this can run with a guide if they so choose to, but all 3 athletes in this one have decided to go without that option. And we might be a couple of minutes, judging by Kashafli, who's having a bit of a rest there. Made his senior debut this year, the man from Norway, so he's pretty relaxed about things. There is Jakob Schmidt, 31 years of age. Lifetime best set this year of 11:31 for Schmidt. So it will be just the winner who goes through, and then for the final, the 9 fastest losers will join the winners of the 7 heats in hard event to get to the final, with the need for less athletes because of the T12 section, hence just having 7 heats all together before we get through to the semi-final stage. So in these 7 heats, the first place will qualify for the semi-finals, and then the 9 fastest losers after that will go through, hence giving us 16. I learnt maths at school. It works. So Imaji in lane 3, Kashafali in 5, Schmidt in 7, and it is Kashafali of Norway who gets away extremely quickly in the middle of the 2. He's going to take the win here and go through automatically in a time of 10.77 seconds. Well, I can tell you he's only 0.05 outside the championship record set by Lenia Savon-Pineda of Cuba 2 years ago. 10.77 is confirmed as the time. And Kashafali, that is a very quick run indeed. He took off, he got away quick. 11.35 for Schmidt in second position. And Yamaji come home in third of the 3 runners in 11.37. The Kashafali of Norway, there is Yamaji. He'll be hoping that he can go through as one of those 9 fastest losers. 11.35 for Schmidt, 11.37 for Yamaji. But with Kashafali being so fast there and running such a quick time,
So into the final 6 jumps of the long jump
Schmidt
competition, as we've
and
watched
Yamaji may be a chance of heading through
100 metres.
to the semi-finals still because of the speed they had to run at. But look at that from Kashafali. That is an outstanding run in a heat. That shows you how far in front Kashafali was. 25 years of age. He's broken the world record for the T12 100 metres on his international debut in Knotville earlier this year. He ran 10:58.
In the women's discus,
But since then, it's been broken again
we're partway through round 2. We've had a European
by
record
himself.
for Christelle Walker of
So he
Denmark.
holds the world record.
Bronze at the moment.
He's run through in 10:77 here. He almost got himself a championship record. He qualifies a season best for Yamaji of Japan.
Somebody's been taking lessons from Carsten Warholm and the Ingebrigtsens.
Is with Yao of China.
7 heats in this round. Still a long way to go on the track this morning. Not long to go, though, in the long jump. Xavier Porras was waiting a long time for that effort, by the way. He was on the runway. It must have felt like 7 or 8 minutes, and that was a no jump in the end for him. So he finishes 7th on 5.86. Muradov 8th on 5.66. We're down to the last 6. Yang has gone out to 5.53 and he finishes 6th, so we're down to the last 5.
He's in 4th place. Final attempt.
But they're not jumping in this order. They used to re-rack in the old days for the final round in the same way that they still do it halfway in ascending order, but that's not done anymore. So we're down to the last 5, and it is in 4th place Ronan Pallier of France from the Stade Nantais Club on the Atlantic. 6.16 in the previous round, needs 17 more. Oh, that's out towards 6 meters. He's a candidate. A little limp out of the sand, but he's given that a really great go, Pallier.
3 leaders still to jump. So to Yang. of
What a
20
chance, what a
Taipei.
prospect he's given himself here. Great acceleration. And he nailed the landing very well. Little bit awkward maybe.
6:20, 6:20.
So 6.16 being his best from round 5. And he edges a little bit forward from that. Wind speed again. Was a headwind.
Discus results on the scoreboard.
Minus
Pallier
1.1.
remains in 4th place.
It's certainly not as bad as it was yesterday. Pallier with his best, 6 meters 20, and he is in 4th place, and only one man can dislodge him. He's had a really good competition. He's had a magnificent career. How tempted is a man like him to keep going until the Paris Paralympic Games?
5 years, a lot can happen in that time. The only man who can get up into the medals now is this man, Ruslan Kadyshev. 5.99 his best. He needs to find another 35 centimetres. And that may not be enough. Looking at it with the naked eye.
On the track, heat 3 out of 7 in the men's T12.
So he medals with a silver 2 years ago.
100 متر رجال فئة 12 الدور الأول التصفيات ثابتة.
But hard to see him getting up into the medals with that one. Been training since the age of 14, started in Odessa. Hasn't had the greatest of mornings, truth be told. He's been right, he's been left, he's been all over the shop. A distance back on the board, but even allowing for the fact that the measurement is taken from where he takes off from, I don't think he's going to have enough to get to where he needs to.
In lane number 3, representing Brazil.
حارة 3 ممثل البرازيل.
Fabrizio Junior
Let's just look at the takeoff as well. Just wondering where he's taken off from. Yeah, he's taken off from outside the tram lines there. That angle shows it. So he'll be given a red flag for that one. So 4 of his 6 jumps fouls. He finishes in 5th position, 5.99 his best with his opener. So now we're into the business end of the competition. Last jump for the top 3.
It means 4th place for Pallier. The medalists are in position, but in what order? Curious competition for Katishev, with only 2 successful.
What as well?
It's quite a headwind against them as well.
Well, I'm looking down there at the flag just near Lex Gillette, and it is buffeting back towards him at the moment.
Right there.
Sitting almost parallel to the ground.
So, he's in the gold medal position, and no matter what he does here, 2 men can still beat him. He's put a lot into that. It's from the front of the chalk. He landed at around 550, but you can add the extra centimetres onto that. It won't be his best. Chen is 2 centimetres behind. But Gillette on the brink of a 4th world title in a row. However, it is not in his hands. He has to wait.
Well, he's going to have to put the tin cap on, because jumps are going to be raining down all around him here from both Chen and Di Dong Dong. The pressure that Lex Gillette must feel waiting for these 2 to have their final jump.
6.05. 6.05.
Well, again, excellent hang time, and it may not be one of his best, but still, it's a 6-metre effort. 6.05. He leads on 6.45, and here's the curious thing. That was his 2nd best jump, which would not have been good enough for a medal. He's only had 1 attempt that's been worthy of a medal, and it has him in gold.
And 6.27, which won him gold 2 years ago, at the moment would only put him in the bronze medal position. So, championship record that he jumped could be enough for him.
If it's not going to be an American gold, it'll be a Chinese one. Di Dong Dong to come, but this is Chen Xingyu. 6.43 earlier. He's put a lot into that. They're having a close look, so he's close to the plasticine. He landed around 6 meters. It's a white flag, it's a fair jump.
That won't be enough.
But surely I won't do it for Chen.
Di Dong Dong of China, who's now in the bronze medal position.
Chen in the silver medal position.
Well,
he was wavering, you see that?
He was.
Well, that threw him off, definitely.
Lost his run up slightly, didn't he? Went off to the left, went back to the right, has to jump between the tram lines, and look how far forward he is there. So you can see this with the naked eye that he isn't going to improve. So for Lex Gillette, I think it's 1 down and 1 to go.
Well, he was veering towards his guide.
No improvement.
And
so the last
has not cleared 6 meters, 5.94. So it is silver for Chen at best. At worst, bronze, because his compatriot Di Dong Dong's about to go. 1 medal for the United States, 2 for China. But in what order? There will be a bronze for China without doubt. Di Dong Dong is there right now. If he gets above it, then Chen Xingyu will drop to bronze. 6.45 Gillette, 6.43 Chen, D 6.33. It's all down to this. He'll do it again. He's still got plenty of time. He's got 55 seconds. The clock starts at 1 minute. And because of the circumstances, it stops when they stop running and starts again when they go again. So it's not like something like the pole vault where you get your minute or 2 and that's it. I think I remember, it was Kevin Meyer, wasn't it, during the IAAFs, who was running out of time in the pole vault. He was leading, but he had the injury. He had to do the vault, had to try and register a mark, otherwise he was out. Was running out of time, went for the vault anyway, pulled up injured, and was unable to defend his title. This is the end of it. He went through with the jump. It's not going to be enough, and Lex Gillette takes his 4th world title in a row. There's no way that's going to be above 6 meters plus.
So we'll await that,
he did not abort the jump. The guide wanted him to. He was way off track. He decided to follow through. He did get a successful jump in. It is around 6 meters, but he needed 6.5 for the goal. He was way off course. Oh, and he misstepped as well. Do you know what? If he got every element of that right, that may have been the goal, but he got so much wrong, and it's still a 6-meter jump.
It still is indeed. It's not going to be enough. So Di Dong Dong is going to pick up a bronze for China.
On the track, it is heat 4
Chen Jingyu will pick up silver.
T12, round 1.
There he is. And for Lex Gillette, well, Di Dong Dong, the witch is dead. He's managed to pick up another gold medal. Pallier in 4th position, but there is the man who's picked up consecutive World Championship golds with a championship record of 6:45 years. Lex Gillette.
He's the wizard. 4th World Championship title in a row. 6:45, it is his longest jump ever to win gold. It's a championship record as well by 1 centimeter, overtaking Viktor Suzuki of Belarus in that 2002 World Championships in Villeneuve-d'Ascq in Lille. Great result for the United States. They can always rely on him, but how he had to fight for that. 2 centimeters clear of Chen to get the gold, and we reiterate, that was the only jump by Gillette that would have won him a medal, and it's the gold. Championship record 6:45. Chen the silver for China, 6:43. Di Dong Dong the bronze for China. Pallier 4, Katasha 5.
Women's discus throw F64. Is ongoing. Xiao Wan, the world record and championship record holder in the F44 category. 3 F64 athletes in this one. The rest all F44. Sydney Barter of the USA, one of those 3 F64 athletes. She's currently in 8th position. This is her 3rd attempt, 24.54. Her best so far, lifetime best of 26.71 thrown this year. That's out there just over the 20-metre mark for Barter. 15 years of age from Arlington, Virginia. First major championship. Also plays a bit of guitar and goes water skiing. His there anything she can't do? Well, no improvement. She stays 21.58 with that third attempt for Sydney Barter.
Anila Izzat Baig of Pakistan lying in 11th place, 18.41, and to get into the second half of the competition needs to add 6 meters to her best throw today and 5 meters to her lifetime best. I'm not so sure she has. 2 continental records in this. Sarah Emerson for Australia with that 36.42, the Oceanic record, and Crystal Walter for Denmark, 33.41, the European record. Again, a number of different classifications involved in this. 17.35, that was her last throw of the competition. She won't go into the second half. For Norway, Ida Ness. 29.62 her best so far. That in the opening round. Now that's gone out. Out. It's a red flag. So she stays in 5th spot. It's nice to see a bit of a Scandinavian feel to this event, even if the javelin is the field event we'd associate most. Although, of course, Mondo Duplantis in the pole vault has excited many with his exploits. And he's still only, what, 18? They know how to find him in Norway. Only 2 more attempts to go. And this is a key one for Magdalene Hoffman of South Africa. 23.63 in the opening round and needs to improve by just about a metre in order to get into the second half of the competition. If she does that, Sydney Barter drops out. So this is the one. Hoffman got that out a nice distance, but is it enough? Her target is 24.54 that Barter's thrown, and then she would take it on countback, as her second throw would be much better than Barter's. Hoffman's first major championship, the 16-year-old. What experience this is. Looked good. Oh, it is good. We'll definitely see her in the second half. She goes up to 6th. 26.89.
So last up, Sarah Edmiston. Her opener, a new Oceania record. Her lifetime best of 37.67. Season best was 36.32. Prior to that effort a moment or two ago, there it goes. And it's out there over the 30-metre mark. She's going through to the next round regardless. So she'll have 3 more after this. Will Sarah Edmiston?
Go, Hagen.
44 years of age. The lady from Perth. 36.43, so she has improved by 1 centimetre on that Oceania record. She stays second, but she's going to definitely be through to the next round and 3 more throws. finish off with the aptly named Litsito Catelli from Lesotho.
1888, a season's best. She's in 10th. Sydney Barta has dropped out, by the way, of the top 8. We won't see her again. Martina Simonova, the Czech Republic, watching this intently. 25.06 is 8th spot. Catelli needs that to stay in. Her lifetime best is 1991, so basically she's looking for a lifetime best. Not a serious contender to be in the top 8 in terms of her standing right now. She gets the white flag. That'll be around her best throw, but it won't be the 25 meters plus needed in order to stay in. So Sydney Barta, Anila Isibaig, Florentina Riscu and Litsitso Catelli are the 4 eliminated. And that keeps her 10th. Litsitso Catelli, see you again. So that's the halfway point of the competition. And Yao Juan is our leader. And the curious thing is that first turn throw of 38.22, putting her out in front. But 2 fouls since then. Zhao leads, and those 2 area records for Sarah Edmondson of Australia, Crystal Volter of Denmark, having them in 2nd and 3rd.
The new shot world champion in the circle, Omanov of Uzbekistan. Final throw of the competition.
Well, the women's discus throw F64 just gathering their thoughts, getting a rest before they head out for the final 3 throws of their competition. Been a morning of world and championship records again.
Fastest in the field and the world ranked #2 athlete. He's heading away with this one. Martinez and Bumfet very close. I think the Spaniard just took the 2nd place.
So Yao, our leader, with that excellent throw of 38.22. She's had 2 misses since then. So she needed that, not just for the lead, but if that was a no throw, then she'd be out.
That's the result of the race that we've just seen. Malone confirmed as the winner.
Yao, the 4 times Paralympic champion across the discus shot and javelin. She is the reigning discus champion of the Paralympic Games right now. Reigning world, Asian and Paralympic champion in this discipline.
There is Sarah Edmiston, currently in second position after throwing an Oceania record. Crystal Walter of Denmark in front of her, who's in third, also with a European record.
So there's the final result of the shot.
So China with 7 gold medals and looking to be on the way to an 8th,
Silver to Germany,
having scored that
gold and the championship record.
excellent victory a little bit earlier this morning. In the women's javelin F34 through Zhao Li Juan. Great Britain with a gold and a silver. Hannah Cockcroft and Karia Dunnigan this morning. Ukraine and Brazil with 4 golds each. Amanda Katoya and the Flying Finn contributing to Finland's 3 goals so far, and Manny as well with the silver. Anna Grimaldi with the silver in the long jump, and Lisa Adams with the famous shot put gold and the 2 world records. Poland with 7 medals so far, United States with 8. Lex Gillette just getting their first gold medal. Ilona Biaksi picking up a bronze for Hungary this morning, just ahead of her sister Bernadette in the T20 1500 meters, and Poland picking up another gold there. Namibia with a gold. Mexico with 4 medals so far, as we go into the nations yet to pick up a gold medal. Simonova, as we return to action. 25.06 has her in 8th spot, and this is round 4.
Men's T12 100 metres, round 1, heat 6.
She's only 3 centimetres off 7th position, which is held by Alero of Kenya. Quite some distance to the top though.
In lane 1, representing Kenya,
2 F64
Henry Nzungi Mwenda.
athletes through to the
In lane
final
3,
8.
representing
The rest
Uzbekistan,
F44s. Walter and Kotlovska,
Sur Abdi Rashidov.
the 2 F64s in 3rd and 4th place respectively.
Brazil, Jefferson Marino de Oliveira. In lane 7, representing Morocco, Ayoub
And that's moved Simonova ahead of Alero, 25.18, her best of the competition so far with number 4. Kotlovska thought she was going to be up next, but it is going to be the Kenyan Alero, who'll move into the circle. Sylvia Alero, 39 years of age. 2 years ago, she finished 9th in London. An accountant, so she should be able to crunch the numbers on this one. Season best of 25.09 already. 26.70. Her lifetime best.
recall, stop.
So Alero, out it goes. Well over 20 metres. Possibly not further than 25.09 though.
the women's discus F64 final with 12 starters. The leading 8 are now into round 4, and the leader is still Yao of China with the best of 38-32.
So Alero 25-58, so she has improved and gone back ahead of Simonova, so she's up into 7th position, deceiving that one with the throw. South Africa's Madeleine Hoffman. 2 legal throws thus far, her third 26-89. And that one's pushing up towards it as well.
So the red card there for that false start.
Well, it was a magnificent third round throw needed by Madeleine Hoffman to keep her in this.
Just to let you know quickly on the track in heat 6 of the men's 100 metres T12, Mansour Abdurashdov of Uzbekistan has been disqualified, as Hoffman is given 26-24, so no improvement for her.
So here goes the European champion for Norway, Ida Nesse. Globally, her best result, 5th in the discus in the Worlds in London 2 years ago. She was 6th in the shot there. And her coach, her dad, Jo Nesse. Well, that's a solid one. It's close to the edge of the quadrant. And it's close to 30 metres, which is what she did in the opening round, 29.62. A decent effort, there's no doubt about it, by Nesse. So Nesse, that is her best, 29.81, and she stays in 5th position. Next up, Faustina Kudlowska for Poland. Kudlowska's got a lifetime best this year of 31.31, bronze in the Europeans last year in Berlin. And that's well beyond 30 metres. Now that could well be a lifetime best. That's a fantastic throw, and that puts her in medal contention. She is 4th. 33.41 needed for the medals right now. That's where Crystal Volter is. From Koscielny. And with the Olimpijczyk Szkoceno Club. Oh, delight! Absolute delight! Lifetime best, 32.56. She's added exactly 1.25 metres to a lifetime best. It was bronze for the Pole in Berlin and silver for Denmark's Crystal Volter.
Crystal Volter of Denmark is the athlete in third, and she's about to...
So Volter up for her 4th attempt. Ahead of her, Sarah Edmiston of Australia. Just over 3 metres ahead of her, in fact, 3 metres and 2 centimetres. That one's out over the 30-metre mark. And looking at it from the naked eye, it's not enough to get her up into the silver medal position, so she'll stay as she is in bronze. 33.41 with her first attempt, her best. That one there, 31.32. So from somewhere, she's going to have to come up with something quite dramatic. As Edmiston steps back into the circle for her 4th. Just gets herself set. Bronze in London 2 years ago, currently in the silver medal position. And that one is out around the 35 to 36 metre mark as well.
نعود لسباقات المضمار التصفية السابعة والأخيرة 100 متر رجال فئة 12.
Formerly competed in winter sports, moved to discus. Joy in London 2 years ago. More joy heading her way here by the looks of things, but hasn't improved. She stays second, 35.60 with that fourth attempt.
حارة ثلاثة ممثل جنوب أفريقيا.
So our leader, the reigning Asian Games, World and Paralympic champion Yao Chuan of China, whose first Paralympic Games gold was on her debut, Sydney 2000. And what a throw that is. Now, a world record in winning gold in Rio was beyond 40 metres, and that wasn't. 38.22 her best of the day. Her world record is 44.53, winning in Rio. Her championship record 43.39, winning in Doha across the Gulf 4 years ago. But all things considered, that's still close to being a best throw of the day. 38.22 in the opening round, a couple of no throws after that. And she extends the lead, 38.78. The penultimate round will begin with Martina Simonova of the Czech Republic. And the significant thing about the next three, those who are in 6th, 7th and 8th, they needed their third round throw to be their best to get into the top 8, to have 3 more throws. And Simonova will walk out of the circle, but not early enough. It's a white flag. It'll still get measured, but it's around 20 metres.
On the outside, Johnson got a good start. And it's Tutu, who's maybe just going to hold on for this one for the win, for the qualification position in the semi-finals, 11.07.
Solid throwing from the Czech. In terms of the field events, Barbara Spotakova in the javelin. And of course, Eva Berner in the World Parathletic Circuit. Multi-medals. Simonova, 25.18. She stays in 8th position. That was 21.87.
So Silvia Alerdo in the red shirt there, you can see just waving her arms about. She'll be next up. Season best of 25.58 with her last attempt. In 7th position. The top two look nailed on as far as picking up the gold and silver in whichever order it may be, but it's a battle on for bronze we'll get to in a couple of throws time. Silvia Alerdo with her 5th attempt. Well, it's out there way over the 20-metre mark. The angle is deceptive, but I'd say that isn't going to improve on 25.58. Maybe a metre or two worse off. Bit of fatigue setting in, 24.21 it is, in fact. So she doesn't improve on 7th position. South Africa's Mandeline Hoffman.
For the 16-year-old, her first major championship of the Moot Athletics Academy. Proud time for them, proud time for her. That throw of 26.89 getting her into the second half of the competition. Alero and Simonova had to do the same.
Of South Africa, she's in 6th place, 26.89 is her best. This is her.
She's kept her end up, 26.24 in the fourth round. And that actually looks to be around the same range. Good chance that that might just have crept forward to be her best of the day. Lifetime best 29.42 set this year. Terrific throwing by Hoffman. It's her best, 28.33. She's sixth.
Cloudy skies here in Dubai today. Rain overnight. Predicted rain for late this morning. Didn't actually eventuate. Let's hope it doesn't. While we're still continuing with this F64 final in the discus for the women.
Ida Nessa, coached by her dad. In the same way Sarah Edmiston is actually coached by her husband, Paul. Turving AL Athletics Club. That is out of the quadrant. That's a red flag. The second time in 3 throws that's happened to her, and she stays in 5th. Right now she is 3.6 meters off the medals. And she's a 34.08 thrower in her career. This season she's gone to 32.5, which would be just outside the medals, but her lifetime best would be top 3, but your lifetime best is always a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Well, here's the 18-year-old Pole, Faustina Kotlowska, in 4th position, 32.56, a lifetime best for her. At the European Championships in Berlin last year, she threw 26.28 to take the bronze medal. So it shows you how much she has improved. She needs more improvement, though, if she's to push for a medal, and that is well out there. That looks to have been an improvement. 32.56. And that surely is pushing up towards around 34 meters. If so, that will put her into the bronze medal position. Crystal Volta, 33.41. She moves into the bronze medal position, 33.53, a new European record.
So Volta, having just lost the European record, which she held for 90 minutes, 33.41 in the opening round. She's been edged out by 12 centimeters by Kotlowska's new European record. And if you're wondering why it comes up as A, or why it's an area record and not called as, say, a continental record, well, obviously CO is already booked by championship records, so it's no other occasion in which you'd call Europe an area. Crystal Volta then. The European silver medalist has just been edged out by the European bronze medalist, but they're both ahead of the European champion.
Crystal Volta has just seen a European record taken away by...
She's a media studies graduate
Fourth place, round 5 throw
from Odense. Our jobs are under threat. And so were the judges there. Red flag. Right into the netting. So that is her first no throw of the competition. So double disappointment in the space of a minute. Edged out of the medals for now by Kotlowska. And then a no throw following. 33-41 remains her best, and she's fourth. Sarah Edmiston, whose husband Paul will be on the other side of the barrier with the coaching. 36-43, a season's best, and an oceanic record. An extra 2¼ meters needed. That looks to be beyond 30 meters, but not much more beyond 30. It's a fair throw. It's a white flag. That actually might be her shortest effort yet. The consistency of her throwing has been incredible, because the 4 throws to date have only been divided by 90 centimeters. From 36-42 down to 35-52. And unfortunately for her now, down to 34-64. Peaking so far at 36-43. Yao Zhuan, the woman with all the titles right now, on the brink of another.
Event leader Yao Zhuan of China.
So the former javelin thrower, who won gold in 2000 and 2008, has thrown that one well out there as well, up towards the 40-meter mark. 38.78 with her fourth. You heard the big scream as she put all the effort into it. 2016 Paralympic champion. She's also the double defending world champion. Took the shot put title as well back in Doha in 2015. She was silver in that 2 years ago. She's heading for a third consecutive title here in the discus. 38.24, so slightly down on her best effort, but she remains with 1 round of throws to go in the gold medal position, as Martina Simonova is getting set to come up for her final throw.
Simonova, relatively new to the scene. It's second World Championships, having finished 5th in the shot in London and 4th in the discus in the Europeans last year in Berlin. It's actually a great chance that that could see her rocket up the standings. 25.18 her best. It's quite congested between 5th and 8th. She may have jumped up quite a bit here. And she does. 26.17, climbs up to 7th.
So Kenya's Sylvia Alerdo drops down into 8th. She'll need improvement on her season best. 25.58 is what that is so far. With her 4th throw, she gets herself prepared. So Alira has been found and told that it's her time to go up. Having a little rest. She was a bit lethargic, I'd say. Been a long old morning. But she's up there.
It's an unusual throwing style, actually. It's underarm instead of the usual swing around, but
that could be a worse so far. I think she's pulled up stumps before that and thought, I've had enough. Body language walking out wasn't great.
Obviously a bit restricted in movement as well. Wasn't the way that the Kenyan wanted to leave, but the throwing of Mandeline Hoffman of South Africa continues to get better and better. 28-33 in the 5th round, and she's 1.5 meters behind Ida Ness of Norway.
Mandeline Hoffman, South Africa, final throw.
Trying to get it out towards 30 meters. It's not her best. And she will stay and finish in 6th position.
5 throws remaining to determine the medals and the final title of this morning session on day 4.
Yeah, 25.67 she wraps up with in her first major event. On the road to Tokyo, the stop-off, the big stop-off in Dubai. Ida Ness, the European champion, outside of the medals, and right now she's the 3rd place European. 29.81, needs to get this beyond 30, actually beyond 33, in order to get up into the medals, and that's going to be short of 30. She's going to finish in 5th place. What a change from a year ago in the Friedrichstadion up in Berlin. Hasn't turned out to be the day that she wanted.
29.61. Next to throw will be the African in 3rd place, Faustina Kotlovska of Poland. She's the new European record.
And there's 4 to go.
3.53 in the previous round.
By the way, where we were last year for the European Championships, alongside the Mauer Park, right alongside where the old Berlin Wall was, and yesterday, just before the game between Hertha Berlin and Leipzig in Germany, there was a big reconstruction of the Berlin Wall being knocked. 30 years to the day.
So Kotlovska's final attempt.
She's currently in 3rd place, 12 centimeters ahead of Crystal Volter, who throws next. So there was no immediate jeopardy for her there. It's knocking around 30 meters. Just beyond that, probably by 1 meter or 2. That European record in the previous round, 33.53. 31.78 she ends it, so it's bronze at best for Kotlovska, who, by the way, is only 18. Crystal Volter now for Denmark, who had the European record in the opening round of 33.41. She was in the bronze medal position for a long time, but then was overtaken in round 5 by Kotlovska. She was in 3rd for the first 5 rounds and needs to get the European record back to get the bronze. Volter needs it to be the throw of her life. Hits over 30 meters, but is it enough?
This could be tight.
Previously, her best global finish was 6th in the Worlds in London in 2017. One way or another, it will be her best global finish, but can the European silver medalist make it count? 31.69 says she doesn't. So Volter in fourth, and Kuklowska gets a world bronze to go alongside a European bronze. Sarah Edmondson, who took bronze in the World Championships 2 years ago in London, has a silver at least, a new Oceania record of 36.43. Can she add more to it? No. There's your answer instantly. Silver for Sarah Edmondson. For Australia, the Oceanic record as well. It's a silver, her best ever result, and Zhao Zhuan is the world champion again.
So yeah, no pressure at all. Up for her final attempt. 35 years of age, she has won another gold medal. That's at around the 35-metre mark. And this is 3 successive World Championships in the F44 discus throw. She's also the Asian Paragames champion. She's also the Paralympic champion. So a foul in the last, it doesn't matter though, 38.78 for Yao Zhuan of China. And China pick up yet another medal, this one a gold.
For Poland and Faustina Kotlovska, silver for Australia and Sarah Edmondson.
So China with a gold, Australia with a silver, and Poland pick up bronze. There is confirmation. Yao Zhuan, 38.78 with the gold. Sarah Edmondson of Australia, an Oceania record 36.43 with silver. And Faustina Kotlovska of Poland, also with a European record, picking up the bronze medal in 33.53 at 18 years of age.
Well, what a dramatic morning. We had 5
Thank you, officials. Thank you,
world
volunteers.
records
Thank you,
today.
spectators. Thank you, athletes. That concludes the morning session of day 4 here at the Dubai 2019 World Para Athletics Championships. We'll see you back here for this evening's sessions.
شكرا لجميع الحكام على جهودهم المبذولة.
Dan look in the shot put. Cockcroft in the 100 meters T34. Here's how the women's discus has finished. Irina Banovaskaya, the top qualifier. Lifetime best 1926. Madonna's Sepulveda of Chile, also Hayan Koulibaly, a new Mali record, an Africa record, 17.36.
Men's shot put F12, confirmation of that result. Roman Danliuk with a world record 16.69. Lopez Gonzalez of Spain, a season best, taking silver. And Uzbekistan's Elbek Sultanov picking up the bronze.
That one of 5 world records today. So Li Juan claiming the gold for China in the women's javelin F34, Heikkinen the silver for Finland, and Lucina Konobis the bronze for Poland, and a world record in her F33 category. Al-Khazadi and Qian Zhao with area records also, Qian Zhao at F33.
So the men's shot put F41 for those of shorter stature. Omanov of Uzbekistan with a championship record over 14 metres with the gold. Nico Keppel of Germany, silver. And Kieran Duke of Great Britain picked up the bronze medal. Area record for the USA's Hagan Landry.
Well, what a marvellous day. Johannes Flores of Germany taking the men's 100 metres T64. That was a world record in qualifying. Hannah Cockcroft, women's 100 T34. Malongo, Konis, Danliuk with records as well.
So thanks for joining us. Do join us again this evening at 6 p.m. local time. That is 2 GMT. Until then, from me, Tolson Tollett and Will Downing, it is bye from Dubai for now.